Hello, classmates. Messages from the class. Kong equals MX plus Godzilla. Times Sydney Sweeney. Ang Lee almost won Best Picture. And Joseph brings a game to the show.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Welcome to Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Tyler.
And we have, once again, a very okay show in store for you today.
How dare you disparage our show like that?
It's
a great show.
You start with the C.
Yeah.
And you work your way
I got to
up.
set the bar low so we can do nothing
Oh, I
but
see.
go
I
up
see.
from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called, what's it? Over promise and under deliver. Opposite.
Under promise, over deliver.
A plus show.
Yeah.
A plus.
First things first, I have a gift for both of you.
Oh, cool.
What?
Yes, I kept forgetting to bring these, and then I was sick for 3 weeks or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
But now that we're in person, I have new stickers from our friend at Bootleg Cinema, Adam Murphy.
Oh, cool.
Local
You can
celebrity Adam
Look
Murphy.
at these. If you can see that, get the light. Bootleg Cinema. He printed some new stickers.
Cool. Let me see.
I picked them up at the screening for Long Shot. Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah,
which was quite a movie.
Look at that.
Pretty cool.
I have his previous sticker when I saw him like a few months ago.
I like it. It's like the,
I love that sticker.
It's like the Goon Squad, Monster Squad. I like the hood. The hood sticker. I want one
that's
of those,
great.
Adam.
But yeah, those are cool. I got some VHSs as well. Collection that he always puts out whenever he does like events and stuff because he's trying to minimize his collection.
It's funny you say that because I just traded some VHSs with him.
Yeah,
And I he gave me more than I received, so that makes more sense. Or than I gave.
Yeah.
he gave you more VHSs for.
I got 4 in return, and I gave him 2.
Oh, okay.
I gave him Legend, Ridley Scott's Legend, and Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh,
And
right.
in return, I got Lethal Weapon 1 and 4 because I already had 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
interesting.
completed.
You bookended them.
I completed the quadrilogy, and then I also got Chinatown on a green cassette.
A green tape.
Yeah, green tape, and the original Manchurian Candidate, which I haven't seen before.
The original Manchurian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
that's
like
one's
70s
like,
or something.
yeah, I
like
was
that.
going to say like 70s or something.
Mid
like that.
70s, yeah. I've heard good things. I haven't seen any of the Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah. Is that
You
one of
didn't
those
see
movies?
you didn't see the Denzel Washington one?
No, I didn't see the one with
Does
Liam,
that get
Liam Schreiber.
Does that one get remade constantly, like A Star Is Born?
Yeah, we're on like number 15 at this point.
Oh, okay.
What?
Wow. They're making one right now in my backyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but so yeah, here we are again.
Yes.
We're live.
Yeah, we're
live
all
again
live.
on
I should
YouTube.
probably check and see if there's people in the chat.
The Bruces in the chat come to us from the south.
Oh, yeah. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
How is it down there? There's bridges falling out of the sky and planes being with boats running into
Maryland's not in the South.
them. No, Bruce is in the south.
Oh. Oh, okay. I thought you said in the South there's bridges falling.
Oh no, two separate sentences.
Oh, I was going to say, oh, yeah. Wait,
Not
there's
a-
bridges?
Not
falling?
again.
Bruce, let us know.
No. It's a crazy world we're living in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the same. Except for there are good things happening. Like Nolan's.
Oh yes, Nolan being knighted.
Yeah.
Which is
and also there's good things too because we're on this show together in the studio at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah,
I don't,
we're here again.
Yeah.
We just we'll never learn. We just keep doing this.
Isn't it? I think it's weird that. What's his wife's name? Nolan's wife?
Emma Thomas?
Emma Thomas? Mm-hmm. Not Emma Thompson?
No, Emma Thomas.
Okay.
how do you know that?
She's a producer in all of his movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
is that right?
yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
They're partners in and out of the marital bed.
Since day one.
Yeah.
Since following.
Since birth. And I was going to say is I think it's weird that it's called a knighthood, right?
A knighthood.
So you become sir whatever, and then,
Sir,
and then
like-
it's a damehood.
Yeah, damehood.
Why don't they have a special name for that? It's not a sirhood. It's a knighthood.
Oh, like he's not Knight
They-
Christopher
they ran-
Nolan.
yeah, exactly. they ran out of creative stuff for the damehood.
Madam
Yeah, and I think
Madam Web.
That's different. Madam's different.
I think the British society was mostly misogynistic towards women, so they
Yeah, you know,
didn't,
queens and all. Leader of their nation.
Yeah, queen, just one queen.
I actually saw
just one.
I saw this. There's a trend on TikTok right now where it's like, what's one thing that movies constantly get wrong that bothers you but doesn't bother anyone else? And one of them was talking about like how you address royalty and like you address kings by Your Majesty. You address princes by Your Highness. You address dukes by
Bro.
yeah, bro.
What's up, bro?
And then you address. It's like it was very specific, but in movies, it's like interchangeable.
Oh,
It sounds
really?
like they're like all over the place with their.
Oh, okay.
Which
I
to,
bet-
to historians or medieval historians that would bother, but
Sure.
to me, I'm like, I guess that.
Yeah, Your Majesty. They're all Your Majesty.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm going to name my child Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, yeah.
I thought you weren't having any kinder.
Yeah, I won't.
In this theoretical,
Yeah.
hypothetical world.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
A girl can dream, can't she?
But yes, they can.
But I think that's enough of that. That was a good pre-gab. Let's get into some real gab.
Almost good as Bagel Pod.
Yeah.
Find
Almost
some
there.
carp in you, lad. Now's the time for gab and chatter.
One day we're constantly chasing that high of Bagel Pod.
Yeah.
Gab and chatter stuff, movie news, movie discussions, movie topics, hopefully, messages from the class, maybe.
Yeah.
Pete.
I have a retraction.
Oh, retraction. We haven't done one of those in a while.
I made a mistake. I killed a snake. How many doctors will it take?
okay.
As the old nursery rhyme goes. No,
I didn't even know that was a nursery rhyme, but okay.
we used to. It was like ours was Grandma May. Grandma May.
Is this like a family thing?
Yeah, I think.
This is it. Now we're just gonna try to remember nursery rhymes from
Yeah.
our childhood.
Grandma May, dressed in gray, went upstairs a bill to pay, made a mistake and paid a snake. How many lawyers would it take? That was our version.
Like a woodchuck? That sounds like a woodchuck
And then
chuck.
it's a jump rope thing, and then you go
Oh,
1, 2,
okay.
3, 4.
Got it.
There's
Got
a
it.
different version, but we had Grandma May, so that's what we used. So, anyways, last week on the
Go eat some clay.
yeah on the trivia game, the movie star mashup name game last week,
Yeah.
I said Sonny Chiba played Pai Mei, but that was incorrect.
Oh, doesn't he play multiple characters?
He plays he plays the leader of the Crazy 88 also.
Yeah.
Shaved head, got the mask.
Yeah,
The one that the bride and him fight on the banister, and they're
Right.
both spinning around.
Yeah.
And he has a really cool way. Hi, ha, hoo, hi, ha, hoo. The way he's fighting, he's very vocal with it.
He fooled me.
Yeah, I know. Sonny
Yeah.
Chiba played Hattori Hanzo in Kill Bill.
Oh, okay.
So I made a mistake, and I apologize. Rest in peace, Sonny Chiba. I'll try next time. So that is a retraction. Next, I have some messages from the class.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to read. I've been collecting them for a little bit.
we should call them notes, like because
Yeah.
it's like the metaphorical classroom,
I
and
like
they're
that.
passing
Notes from the class.
Yeah. So Binge Lord Dan sent me a couple messages.
Oh no.
A flurry of messages.
Yeah, number one, this is in regards to our discussion about AI art and how much is too much.
Right.
And I made the apt analogy, the perfect analogy, I might say, about
None better.
about pooping your pants and reusing
Using or throwing away underwear.
the underwear. Yeah, how much is too
Right.
much poop to reuse the underwear?
There's a threshold of poop.
There's a,
That's too
there's a standard.
Yeah. So Binge Lord Dan says, "Hey Pete, you really pulled a Tyler with that pants pooping analogy. But seriously,
Pulled a Tyler. What does that mean?
Is that a compliment or a?
I have no idea. I'm going to assume it's an insult." He says, "But seriously, I will boycott the film because I'm a creative and so are my closest friends, but also because of what Joseph said, that if you let this image go today, tomorrow it's worse. The difference between your analogy is that if you poop your pants, you're not making Joseph wear them. And worse, you're not stealing Tyler's undies to poop in them and then sell them to Joseph."
Wait, what?
Nice.
I'm kind of losing the thread here, but I like where you're going.
I kind of meditated on Joseph's idea about AI, about if you do it once, like it can cascade into more abuse of AI. So
It's a slippery slope. No,
it's a slippery slope with shit.
yeah, it's a slippery shit slope.
Ew.
Say that 5 times fast.
Slippery shit slope.
So he continues. So mostly I have to take a stand now so that I know where my line is. If they wash the poop out of the film, maybe I'll see it, but I don't want poop in my art. So just like Joseph said, they have time. They could have corrected. They could have
He
pulled
needs to go to his local laundromat.
They could have pulled a Sonic and taken those like AI pieces out and just put them with something new.
Yeah.
They probably still have somewhere in the contract. There's actors have pickup days. It's like a guarantee. It's like a 14-day shoot and 3 pickup days or something. I'm sure they probably have something like that with the graphic designers.
Yeah. Well, I would
mean,
hope so.
If it's just those images, you don't even need to like reshoot anything.
That's what I'm saying. You just like, hey, can I commission you for like 3 more images, please? And we'll re-edit it into the film.
unless there's like things on the set that also include that imagery.
I don't think
Which
so.
You could probably still, with the right VFX artist.
You could. I honestly think it's probably just a straight up editing thing.
Yeah.
And it really is like a lack of caring.
Well, the movie itself has apparently done well.
yeah.
It was a
there's a lot of chatter on it.
$2 million budget, and they've at least met that already. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then so Binge Lord Dan continues. Just look at Hundreds of Beavers. They made this amazing movie for what looks like very little money, and the only poop in sight came from beavers and geese. So it can be done. It takes people to say no. Not only viewers, but filmmakers as well.
I mean, think of all the movies that have been made up to this point that are all indie and made for less money.
But I mean, it brings up the larger point that I brought up when we were having. I don't want to rehash this discussion any further.
Here we go.
But it just brings up the point that, you know, we live in a capitalist society, so there's always going to be an evolution of trying to do the least amount of work for the most amount of profit, which is it sucks. It sucks. Like
you will speak only when spoken to.
I would say that would apply more if it was like a movie coming from Disney or some like Warner Brothers, some like big budget movie. Like that argument would hold more water. But for like indie filmmakers who come from the world of doing things on your own,
independent production,
then it's more of a bigger issue because you're
of course it is
backhanding your own people.
Of course it is. It's just
Tyler's saying it's an
it's
inevitability. Just submit to the Matrix is what he's saying.
That's not true. I don't want that to be contrived as me in support of AI. I do not support it at all.
You're just saying you understand why people use it.
I understand the reality.
You understand the other side. The Nazis had certain good things about it.
Oh my God. Yeah, here we go again. Putting my life in danger.
Okay. Anyway, so thank you for that, Dan. Very poignant words. And I appreciate this, Dan. I still watched the movie knowing what was there. And like I said, it was a good movie with the small stain on it.
Yeah.
And at some point, I don't know. I'm not going to rehash it. Thanks, Dan. Next up, we have a couple of reviews from the Maple Syrup Dawn from Saskatchewan.
Oh, reviews of movies.
Yeah, reviews of movies, not of the show.
Yeah, I want to hear some reviews of the show.
Yeah, we'll have to go through the... I
don't even want to know.
I don't even want to broach that subject because I know people are going to go in and just give us some shitty reviews. So we'll read it on air.
I don't even want to know.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so this is from Steven. What's up, Steven? First off, he says, "Hey guys, I hope everyone's well and in good health. I saw Ghostbusters and it was okay. Just okay."
Oh, is that the Frozen Empire?
Frozen Empire, yeah. Number Ghostbusters
4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ghostbusters 5.
Oh my God.
The two in the early days, and then the female reboot.
That's not in the same universe.
It's still Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I guess so.
It's a whole separate thing. And then
tangential.
Afterlife, and then Frozen Empire. I'm going to call it Ghostbusters 5.
Okay.
So he says, there is a great scene between Bill Murray and Kumail Nanjiani that had me laugh quite a bit. Kumail Nanjiani stole the show. It's very much taken a turn to the kids' movie and the PG audience. I'm not really a fan of the main characters, and I found that there were far too many characters. It was also a very abrupt ending with some plot holes, pacing issues, some fun callbacks. All in all, a decent afternoon at the show, but I can wait for streaming. Immaculate is up next. Keep up the good work, my brothers in film. Stephen Barbara Primo.
Oh, it's like True Detective Season 2.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm banning True Detective Season 2.
What's like Season 2?
True Detective Season 2?
No,
Have you seen it?
What about this?
Too many characters, too many plot lines, lackluster ending.
All right. I'm cutting your mic.
No, you don't. Don't you dare.
Thanks, Steven, for that. Yeah, I liked Afterlife well enough, but I'm definitely not seeing that in theaters. Frozen Empire.
I didn't see any of the new Ghostbusters movies.
Afterlife was pretty fun.
Okay.
All right, so next one. And I asked for some context on this, actually. I said, how do you like the original Ghostbusters movie? And Steven says, I love the OG movies. They're absolute gems. Like a lot of 80s kids, Ghostbusters was the tits. Love the first one. Second one was fun.
It was bitching.
But they both hold up really well. Afterlife was all right. The direction going towards teens with the PG audience was set in stone there. And he's actually one of the rare big fans of the all-lady remake, the uncut version. Chris Hemsworth killed me. The only bad thing was Leslie Jones' type of scream comedy. Not my bag. Loud does not equal funny.
All right.
So his ranking. Original Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Ladies Ghostbusters, Afterlife, and then Cold Ghosts. So literally in
order of release.
That's in the order of release, Steven.
Just gets worse from the first one.
Jeez.
All right, next review from Stevie. Love Lies Bleeding. It was weird and amazing. Everyone knocked it out of the park. Everyone. Everyone who had more than a few throwaway lines. Kristen Stewart continues to put Bella in the past, which I love to see. I'm very interested to hear the opinions of you two three. Really great cinema experience too, the way it was shot. 4 out of 5, big 4, maybe even 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, fuck it, 4.5. Katie O'Brien came out of nowhere for me and was a bull in a china shop that she is. Fuck, I can't wait for you guys to see this. I'm amped. Yeah, I'm really bummed that I'm not going to see it in theater, but
He's a Patreon member, right?
yes, for a long time he supported us. He's taking a sabbatical
Maybe
so
we
he can
should do an episode for him. Why not?
focus on his music career. Stevie's doing some beats.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, go to his YouTube channel.
Call him Little Stevie.
I'll put the link.
Little Stevie.
Yeah, I think it's King Stevar is what
King Steve.
Oh, that's what the name. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll put that his YouTube in the show notes.
Your Majesty.
Yeah, Your Majesty. And then lastly, also from Steve. Let me get here. Hey, it's me, Stevie O.
Stevie O.
Stevie O.
Not Stevie, like Stevia.
No, Stevie.
I think Steve-O is patent, so
Stevio. Yeah.
so he has to do Stevie-O.
It's the artificial flavor from Canada, Stevio.
Stevie O.
It gives you diarrhea, but it's good for your gut health. Okay, he says, I saw Godzilla X Kong yesterday, and it was pretty awesome. The humans, as usual, suck. The shoehorned humor and touching stories are all just Hollywood filler. Some of the humor did land for me, but most of it was involving Kong. I've gotten the taste for Japanese Godzilla, and my tummy's a rumbling. Oh, baby. But seriously, the way that other Godzilla movies included Godzilla in the story more than him being a badass is just so much better. As fun as this was, Godzilla -1 reigns supreme over everybody.
What's with the inclusion of math in the names now? -1 times Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
We're going to get
I'm
into
with you on that, Joseph.
exponentials in the next one. Imaginary Kong.
I watched a movie that used the exponent.
Oh, yeah? What is
Yeah,
that?
an expo.
I'll talk about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Kong is a bit of a dork in this. A little dork. The little
He's a
Kong,
loser?
Yeah. The
I
little.
mean, how?
Oh, you got to watch a movie.
Okay.
Tyler's like, nope, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, well, no, I
gotta
don't.
what?
I'm
A
not
movie?
watching any movies for this show.
Yeah, I don't watch movies, so.
He says, the little Kong is the equivalent to many child actors. Shite. Absolutely annoying. I hated his stupid face every second he was on screen.
So he's like Diddy Kong.
Oh, he's worse than Diddy Kong. He's
Worse than Diddy Kong. Scrappy Doo.
He's more like Scrappy Doo, except
Don't
for he
you,
doesn't.
no, Scrappy Doo is fine.
No, he's like the worst version of Godzuki, which sucks. Godzuki.
Okay.
He says, I hate everything about his stupid face he was on screen. The monster fight scenes were great, two specifically, including the final brawl. No real story arc for Godzilla, which is my only Godzilla complaint. Beast, literally. All that being said, 3.5 out of 5. Fun, brainless mash 'em ups. Cool.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Thanks, Steven. Appreciate that. And thank you, Binge Lord Dan.
Thanks, Steven.
Yeah.
Steven.
All right. So, on that note, I saw Godzilla X Kong as well.
Yeah.
Me and Steven went together. We were holding hands the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know you guys had that kind of a friendship.
Yeah. It was like a force projection thing out to Montreal.
You both had your
tracks.
Your poo cubes.
Yeah, your
Parallel Universe cubes from Molly and Max. So, Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah.
I've made it no secret on the show. I'm a big Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla, always have.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1 was my favorite movie last year. 5 stars, no notes, perfect. And the MonsterVerse is what basically started in 2014. Gareth Edwards did Godzilla 2014, and then there was Kong Skull Island, and then there was Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then Godzilla versus Kong. Now we have Kong X Godzilla.
You know what? I'm gonna argue with that on that one because I think what was the one that Guillermo del Toro did with
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim. Yeah,
So
I think that was the
not-
catalyst.
No, that's not in the MonsterVerse. It perhaps could have brought like more attention to and the viability
That's
of like
what
a
I was
kaiju
thinking.
story.
That was what I was thinking. Yeah,
But the actual MonsterVerse, the named MonsterVerse, started in 2014 and is still going to this day with Kong X Godzilla.
so
They
it's
feel
just,
like different
is it
universes, though, with Gareth Edwards and
Gareth Edwards is
Kongs.
for sure a standout, different than the rest. Way more serious.
Yeah, that was the one with Bryan Cranston, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Bryan Cranston, and a really badass Godzilla.
Yeah.
That introduced this version of Godzilla with all the amenities that he has and the size and the scope of him and this current version of his face. And
I think it was Godzilla 2000 that really started the
Roland Emmerich movie.
yeah the Matthew
Broderick.
Baby Godzillas.
God damn.
I love that movie.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the kind of the base of this.
Right. Yeah.
And now we've gone from, just like Joseph said, you went from 2014 Godzilla, which is ultra serious. The scope and scale really puts you on a human level to see just how intense and gigantic Godzilla is, the G-Man.
Yeah.
The G-Man.
Yeah. And then it gets kind of more and more silly from there. Skull Island has the ridiculous skull cruisers or whatever those guys are. Skull crawlers, I think they're called, the monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The two-legged sort of weird thing.
Yeah,
Like
and then they have
dinosaur type.
Yeah, and then they
like
have
things.
the spider, like
Oh,
bamboo
yeah, bamboo spider
sticks.
leg things.
That was cool. I
It was,
like that.
Yeah, it was neat. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters introduces way more kaiju into the mix, and there's like multiple kaiju fighting with Godzilla,
Right,
and it's like
right.
exciting. Ghidorah, the King Ghidorah is there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That kind of is more to the throwback, and then Kong or Godzilla versus Kong, it just goes full cartoon.
Yeah.
It's like they're fighting in a fictional version of Tokyo, which is like a neon-soaked
Now,
paradise of Tokyo.
Can you imagine how terrifying it would be if you're just going about maybe getting a coffee and a bagel?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, just mass destruction.
Correct.
Just
Yeah,
mass
that's-
destruction. And I do like Godzilla and King Kong and Godzilla fighting his foes. I like the vision of it. It's very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
However, I want to see more something like what?
Sorry. I was-
Continue. Go ahead.
I want to see something more like akin to Cloverfield, not in the documentary sense, but
That's like 2014 Godzilla. You don't see him in nearly as much.
yeah.
So you want less Godzilla in the Godzilla movie?
Correct.
That was like the biggest complaint of the 2014 Godzilla.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know what to think of you, Tyler. You want less kaijus in the kaiju movie.
Wait, I guess you want the feeling captured like Cloverfield did, where it's kind of like a
mystery.
Yeah.
like a mystery.
Exactly.
Except for
Correct.
everybody knows
Correct.
what Godzilla looks like. Half of the appeal of Cloverfield was that you wanted to know what the monster looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that with Godzilla.
Go watch. Everybody knows what Godzilla looks like.
Yeah, but I mean,
What if it was a
you can-
secret? What if it's a
with-
secret Godzilla movie?
with good
Turns out,
with
all of
good,
a sudden, it's Godzilla.
with good writing, you could definitely make him a mysterious.
Don't call it
major
Godzilla.
creature.
Don't put the name Godzilla in the title.
Exactly.
And then
Yes.
have the reveal that it is Godzilla.
Exactly.
Like in Cloverfield,
Yes.
but it's just a random
Yeah.
alien monster.
Exactly.
If you want that, go watch Gareth Edwards' earliest movie.
I already have.
Call it Monsters.
Monsters.
Well, what did you? What
I
were
thought you were
thinking?
saying. I thought you were going to say watch Gareth Edwards.
No.
Godzilla movie,
he
and I
made-
was like, I already have.
He made Monsters in 2010, I believe.
Okay.
Kind of
They're
like
more
that.
obscured.
You almost don't see almost any of them. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. That
Yeah.
sounds nice.
Brianna watched this week. I came home for lunch and she was watching it on my lunch break, and I was like, "Oh shit, early Gareth Edwards." Anyways,
Side note: I really like Cloverfield.
I do too.
I really enjoy Cloverfield.
can't really remember much about it. Okay, so anyways, Godzilla X Kong.
We're there.
We're there.
They were there.
We've laid the pavement out.
What's the runtime on this?
I don't.
I gotta.
Why?
Why are you obsessed with runtimes?
And why are you interrupting? I finally got to the actual story, and I'm ready to go. And you're like, "Can you tell me a few facts about the movie?"
I was okay.
I will get
All
there.
right.
So far, the interjections you've had though so far, dynamite.
Thank you.
A plus. Okay. So Godzilla versus Kong was absolutely insane. It was fight after fight. It was like this, exactly what my little kid brain wanted. I wanted just to see a big monkey fight a big lizard. And there's a boat set fight, and there's a fight in Tokyo, and there's multiple and then all of a sudden Mecha Godzilla comes out of nowhere, and they got to team up to fight Mecha Godzilla.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I thought you saw that one. Godzilla
Oh,
versus Kong.
he's talking about Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh no, I actually no, I haven't.
You didn't see
seen
that?
one.
Okay, cool.
No.
I'll lend you the disc. It's great. I wasn't sure if they were going to go down that cartoony, campy path, that ridiculous Saturday morning cartoon type of path, or if they were going to go back into the serious. And they went fucking whole hog into ridiculous. If Godzilla versus Kong was like 7 out of 10 on the ridiculous, over the top camp, sort of over the top fight, dumb fight scale, 7 out of 10. This is like a 25 out of 10.
Wow.
Kong X Godzilla. There is so much ridiculous plot lines that are so fantastical and so over the top that are squeezed into this 2-hour runtime that it's like you want a little. If you want to go in 100% blind, skip forward about a minute or so, but You want Mothra, you got Mothra. You want zero gravity monkey fights, you got it. You want evil monkey who's like a dictator who's forcing other monkeys to build pyramids for him.
Jesus.
You got that. You got a dinosaur spine used as a whip, you got it.
Oh my God.
You want Ice Godzilla, you got it.
Ice Godzilla.
Yeah, it's not really Godzilla, but it's essentially Ice Godzilla. Yeah. You want Rio de Janeiro being wiped out of fucking
Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of
Destruction.
just so many storylines. You want Dan Stevens as a kaiju veterinarian? You got it.
A veterinarian.
He pulls Kong's tooth out with a helicopter. He's got a toothache. He comes up to the surface. Kong comes up. Kong is now living full-time. And none of this is going to spoil the movie, by the way, but Kong is living full-time in the Hollow Earth. Now,
Can you spoil it?
that's,
movie
what,
like
that's
this?
what I'm saying. I think there's enough of it.
I
Like,
think it's about the journey.
I'm glad that I didn't read anything about the plot because it was just really exciting. But the spectacle of it and the ridiculousness of it is what makes it fun.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yeah. Kong lives in the Hollow Earth, and he only comes up when he needs help from the humans. And he gets a toothache. He comes up through his gravity well.
He
up,
has a
up
cavity.
to Earth, and he just lays down.
He
and he's
needs a
like,
root canal.
He's like, my tooth hurts. And fucking Dan Stevens comes out with a jet-powered helicopter and a crane attached to the side of it and goes, right here, coming right up. I got a replacement tooth ready to go, made out of titanium.
Did they give him some anesthetic or
Oh,
something?
yeah, he's out cold.
He's out cold.
Why do they not continue storylines throughout these movies? Millie Bobby Brown was in.
Oh, she's gone. Fuck.
Like, why introduce these characters and then just like, it's just new characters now?
Part of it could be maybe she doesn't want to be in the movie anymore. Part of it maybe is that maybe they don't want her in the movie anymore. But
I think ultimately it doesn't matter.
well,
Like with a
Rebecca Hall's character is there, and she has that like deaf mute daughter that she picks up from Skull Island earlier in the series, and she's there too, and plays a pretty pivotal part of it.
Okay.
She's supposedly the last of her tribe, the Iwa tribe,
Right.
From Skull Island, which was destroyed. She's the only one left because she came to America. And
There was like, they tried to do something with maybe it was King of the Monsters I was thinking of. There's some sort of connection between one of the monsters and Millie Bobby Brown or something. Like there's some sort of.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
That's
Yeah.
basically they take that same plot and apply it to the deaf girl because she's really in tuned with Kong.
She was in Kong versus Godzilla, right?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Godzilla vs. Kong, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's only aged up maybe 4 or 5 years, which seems about right for the filming.
Right. Right.
Anyways, I went last night at 11 p.m. showing.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, I couldn't go Thursday night because I
Wait, you couldn't get any sleep or anything?
No, I wanted to go see Godzilla. So I finished work late. I made dinner, ate dinner, took a little power 20-minute nap, went to Kong. And I'm so glad that I did. And there was
Awesome.
And throughout the movie, it was a pretty kind of a packed audience, and there was
It was packed at 11?
pretty packed, yeah.
Wow.
Pretty packed. I had to go sit.
I guess it was a Friday night.
I had to go sit third row from the front.
You know, side note, sorry.
Yeah.
For packed theaters, when Dune 2 was like first released, they were doing 3 a.m. showings at IMAX, and those screenings were packed as well.
I would love to go to 3 a.m. showing of Dune.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know.
It's crazy that they even offer that.
I know.
Yeah.
They know.
Those poor employees.
We have a rule at
poor
we have a rule
employees.
at the body shop. If anytime the paint booth isn't running, you're losing money. So you want to always have a car in the booth being painted. It's just kind of a really easy rule of thumb. Anytime that IMAX film is not rolling, you're losing money.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, I finished the movie. I was so excited. I was very happy with how done
Very
it was.
elated. Yeah.
And there was somebody like
You couldn't sleep after
like
that.
going up, like they were pumping their fist over and over
They were
again.
pumping their
down,
fist.
down my row, and I could just see a little bit of the
Oh, they're very excited.
glare of it. And then I looked over, and there was like an 8-year-old kid in a onesie pajamas.
Oh my God.
Whose parents brought him to 11 p.m. showing of Kong X Godzilla.
Those are great parents.
And he was literally jumping up and down in the aisles.
Oh my God. We already know what he's going to be for Halloween.
That's right. Rebecca Hall.
Freaking weeb.
So if all that sounds fun to you, go watch the movie. It is a brainless, ridiculous. I will say this. They've turned Kong into, he's the for sure protagonist.
Yeah.
And they've turned him into an amalgamation of something like a Sylvester Stallone from Rambo with Jason Statham, like a quiet, badass protagonist who can do everything. And he's almost like Monkey Jesus to the other monkeys.
Monkey Jesus.
'Cause he comes,
He celebrates Monkey Easter.
Monkey Jesus.
I know, on Easter, and he stops inequities within the workforce of the monkey society
God.
in Hollow Earth.
Inequities.
Inequities, yeah. The taskmasters are being mean to the other monkeys, and he like at one point grabs one of their hands and stops them, and then throws that monkey, and all the other monkeys are like, "Oh,
Eats him.
yeah, he eats them." Yeah,
Seems like a dictatorship at this point.
it is.
It's a
and
real Planet of the Apes.
Now he's trying to right the wrongs.
Yeah.
It was a super fun movie, and if you go into it thinking it's anything more than mindless, ridiculous Saturday morning cartoons with VFX monkey and VFX. At one point, Kong rides Godzilla into battle.
Oh my God. No way.
When you go into a movie like this, you already know what to expect in terms of the CG and effects of.
You better.
You sign up for that. You
better.
Going into a movie like this.
I see so many 2-star reviews for this movie. They're like, this didn't meet my expectations, and the humans were really set off to the side, and their storylines were only there to serve the development of the monster storylines. I'm like, fucking yes.
That's the point.
That's it.
That's the point.
It's junk food.
You described you described the movie. Yeah, at one point Godzilla is about to shoot a laser breath, plasma breath at Kong, and the music swells up real big, and then it drops out like right before the blast comes, and Kong looks over at Godzilla, goes, "Huh?" And then, like you can literally hear him go, "Huh?" And then the blast comes out, and he dive rolls like an action star, and you're like, "This is so fucking ridiculous."
Wow.
Yeah.
What a glowing review.
11 stars out of 5 for this movie.
What a glowing review of this film.
11.
I'd probably honestly put it somewhere around 4.5. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1 is a 5-star movie classic. This is just a very fun, ridiculous movie. So that's where I come down on it. That's all I really wanted to say. You want to talk about Immaculate?
Nah, it'd be a buzzkill, I think.
Okay. I'll bring it up.
It was a good movie. Immaculate.
Yeah.
It was. I like the ending a lot.
Ending was good.
It was brutal and very well shot. I think Sydney Sweeney did a good job. I feel like the movie kind of takes place in a modern-ish time. There's cell phones involved, but it's not like clear that it's 2023 or something or 2024. She just looks like her face has that thing. It's like a new thing now, iPhone face. Where it's like,
What is that?
you see an actress you see someone in a period piece, and it looks like they just got off their phone. It looks like they like.
There's a face for when you're about to get off your phone.
No, what I'm saying is they look too modern. Like they don't fit in the world of a period piece, or they don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about now. I heard about this phrase before.
Okay. Interesting. I've never heard that.
And it's not like a detriment to the movie at all. It's just like, she just has that. I don't know.
Modern.
Look.
For the
modern
first
look.
half of the movie, I didn't really
Are
particularly.
we witnessing human evolution in front of our eyes right now?
Oh yeah.
Every day. I didn't particularly like Sydney Sweeney's performance for the first half, but in the when it really turns into bonkers, all out giallo horror near the end, I was like an escape, chase for your life sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now she's killing it. And then the final long take, I should say.
Yeah, the one shot. That was great.
Part of me thinks, like Stevie said with Leslie Jones, screaming doesn't equal good acting, but I think it was done pretty well.
Yeah. Halfway through the movie, I was like, oh, that's why it's called Immaculate.
Yeah. The actual.
I didn't watch it. I had not seen a trailer for this movie.
Me neither.
I was like, what is this? Where's this going? And then there is a little bit of a disappointment for me. There's no like supernatural element to it.
So
It's just like a conspiracy type thing going on within this convent.
I like that.
A little bit of it was good. It wasn't like it didn't take away anything. A little bit predictable, but the filmmaking is really good. It looks great.
I was gonna say I don't think that I didn't care if I kind of saw where things were going because spending time in that convent or monastery or whatever it is,
Yeah.
that entire time with really great use of natural lighting and shadows and like creepy figures in the dark and stuff like that, I was like, this is dope. It looks fantastic the entire time.
Yeah. But yeah, makeup and effects are good. Violence it's kind of sparse, but like when it shows up, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It's good.
I wanted to see.
I like the short runtime.
Yeah, it was good. It didn't need any not a minute more, and it was exactly hour 30, Tyler.
Oh,
you
good.
go.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah. I could see you. I could see
He's
you over there.
He's
Tyler, you are
sweating.
drenched with sweat right now.
No, I'm actually pretty dry.
I probably gave this about a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I gave it like a 3.5, but it's good.
The imagery and the beauty of the entire way the film was shot was enough to give it that extra half star. If it was the same story set in a less iconic or beautiful place, I probably would have been at about 3.5. So,
But yeah.
cool, awesome. That's all I have.
Tyler, do you have to say? What do you have to say to us today?
I have a lot to say first, but
Okay.
I have a news story.
All right, tone it down.
Easy there, easy.
Okay. We all know Ang Lee. We all know he directed
Hulk.
Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, he's famous for the Hulk, of course.
No, not the Hulk.
Hulk.
He didn't invent the Hulk. He invented, or he directed Hulk.
Yeah. What did I say? Invent?
No, I directed. I said invented.
Okay.
He invented it.
It's just
he invented
It's just
the Hulk.
Hulk. It's just Hulk. There's no the.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. It is just Hulk.
Yeah.
Can I say something about that movie?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So the character's name.
Walk all over my news story
Sorry.
segment.
Yeah, no problem. What is the Hulk's name? What's not the Hulk's?
David Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Oh, yeah, Bruce Banner. You're right.
Yeah.
And in Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk, it's played by Eric Bana.
Yeah.
I always got ever since then. I get.
You get
I'm
him
like, who is Bruce Banner the actor or is Eric Bana the Hulk?
Eric Banner.
Yeah,
Eric Banner.
I got so confused because the Bana.
It's Bruce Banner.
No,
Well-
it's Eric Bana. It's Eric Bruce Bana.
Anyways,
Bruce Eric.
Anyway, so Brokeback Mountain was he won Best Director for Brokeback Mountain back in 2006.
He did?
And yeah.
Okay.
And his picture was nominated for Best Picture in 2006 as well. And so a stage manager at the Oscars told him backstage, and he suggested, you know what? Brokeback is going to be the Best Picture.
The stage manager?
Yeah, the stage manager.
Of all people.
Because typically, like when you look at the Oscars and their winners, the Best Picture and Best Director like go hand in hand. I don't have any examples to cite, but
That's true.
It's a bit more common than not.
Oppenheimer this year, but
It's a bit more common than not.
The same director will win. His movie will win Best Picture, or her
Correct.
movie will win
Yeah,
Best Picture.
correct. Yeah. But he's not complaining. He wasn't complaining at the time. He was like, yeah, you know what? I got Best Director, whatever.
so what's the
Back-
story?
Getting to it.
Okay.
So he goes on to, so he was going on to say the interviewer thought that losing Best Picture to Crash in 2006
that's
was
terrible.
Have we
was-
seen Crash?
Yeah, I have.
I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah, I haven't.
It's fine. It's not, but it's definitely nowhere near Best Picture.
So the interviewer went on to saying, do you think it was discrimination against a gay love story? And he goes on to say, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then he goes on more to say, back then, Brokeback Mountain had a ceiling. We got a lot of support up to that. Wow, that's a weird sentence. We got a lot of support up to that much.
Up to that much.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Maybe he was like up to that much. Maybe he was making a hand gesture.
maybe he was doing that.
Doesn't translate to
up to that much.
He says it has a feeling I wasn't holding a grudge or anything. It's just how they were. And you know what? I really like the tenor of his conversation because he gets it. Like it was very controversial at the time. Although I think Brokeback Mountain is an incredible film, and I really like the love story in that movie. It's solid, simple. Like you have like really great landscaping shots, and you know what? I was thinking about this today as I was reading this story. The movie feels cold. Like I felt cold. Maybe
they're wearing
because
jackets.
maybe because I was cold. Like reading this,
This
like
movie's so cold.
like rereading the story and just like meditating on it. But it really should have won Best Picture. Like I really think it.
What else was nominated that year? In 2000,
2006.
2006.
I don't know, but everyone thought it was a shoo-in. And not because it was like Oscar baity or anything like that. It was just like a really genuinely good movie.
I want to retract what I said earlier
Okay.
because I'm looking up in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. It was not uncommon for two categories to be won by the different films, the Best Director and Best Picture.
Right.
But in the 60s, 70s, and 90s, it only happened once each decade. So 9 times out of 10, both Best Picture and Best Director won in the 60s, 70s, and 90s.
Yeah.
But in the 2000s, it started to take a turn.
It was the Crash, Brokeback Mountain, Capote, Good Night and Good Luck, and Munich.
Okay, yeah, Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. I would
That's a pretty weak lineup, to be honest. for Best Picture.
Have you seen,
Only
have you
5
seen
though.
Capote?
I have not.
That's a good movie.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll shut up
but-
because I should not speak about it because I haven't seen it.
But what I thought was hilarious though is just like this like stage manager just comes up to Ang
Just some
Lee.
fucking guy.
Just some guy comes up to Ang Lee.
Yeah,
and
you're
says-
in, buddy. You're in. You're in.
And I
think it's funny that he took any credence to that because, I mean, isn't that kind of what you're supposed to do backstage is gas you up? You got it in the bag, dude. You got it. It's all
Yeah.
you.
I would hate that. It's like being like
Maybe he was
interviewing
like
for a job, and they're like, someone you know works there. Yeah, you're gonna get it. You don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my theory is that it's an unnamed stage manager. I don't know the name.
He did it on purpose.
They didn't call him out in the article. Also, who's reporting this? Is Ang Lee writing you directly?
Yeah, we have a very close connection.
Pen pals.
Yeah.
Who's the story from?
It's from IndieWire.com.
Okay, thank you.
but-
It's from me. I'm making it up right now.
Oh yeah, I'm making it up. Wouldn't that be something? But I just thought it was hilarious that you just have one of these employees working this event, going up to Ang Lee of all people, saying, "Oh, I think you got it in the bag."
You're gonna
Yeah.
love this.
It would be a lot weirder if he was going up to someone else and saying that they're going to win.
That's the first La La
Someone
Land
that's not
Moonlight
directed.
moment, where it's like,
the first one.
yeah, that was the. Except it wasn't televised for everyone to see.
No, Ang Lee. So, like, from what I got from the article, Ang Lee, like, he wasn't I'm not saying he was like confident. Like after that conversation he had like with one of the employees at the Oscar event,
He just
But-
said, we didn't win because people are homophobic.
So
Yeah.
no, he just I think what he was trying to get to is that he understood the reality of Hollywood. He was like, yeah, I get it. Like it's 2006, like everyone's making gay jokes, like the F word was still being thrown around.
Like Tyler before the show starts.
Yeah, you know what? But maybe we shouldn't put that on air. A lot of people were upset that Brokeback Mountain did not win. Like a lot, that was an upset. Much like La La Land. La La Land was like a shoo-in, and then
Moonlight was retribution for Brokeback Mountain.
retribution.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But anyways, yeah, that's all I got.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Me. It's my turn.
It's you.
So I don't have any news stories. I feel like I did have something really quick, but I forgot it. So doesn't matter. I have a quick game for us.
All right.
Quick game for us.
Time for games.
A game more.
It's
let's
game time.
disparage Tyler.
So
Get good, noob.
So I'm gonna. The premise of this game is that I'm gonna list off. You guys have to name the actor after I list movies that this actor has been in. And it's
Okay,
gonna
gotcha.
get. Some of these are easier than others, or a little bit more obvious than others. But
Okay.
it's gonna get a little bit more obvious as I go down.
Got it. You'll be
The list.
less intersecting actors.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like for example, it'd be a movie. They'd be like a supporting character, and then the final movie they'd be like the lead character. That's how obvious it would be.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And some of these are kind of painfully obvious. So it's like you would get on the first one. That should be easy for you, Tyler.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are we doing taking turns or is this everybody?
Let's just free for all. Let's just
Okay,
do it.
free for all,
I'm gonna
got it.
guess too.
Wait a minute, you have the answers in front of you.
He's that confident.
And I can just do one at a time, guess, or I can just go list them, I guess, one after the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would just go right through it.
Okay. First one.
Oh, and chat, please participate as well.
Don't look. Yeah, nobody look at
I won't look at the chat.
All right. First one. Oppenheimer.
Cillian Murphy.
David Krumholtz.
Nope.
Josh Hartnett.
You get one guess.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll go on.
Damn it. Okay.
Little Women.
Florence Pugh.
Hey, good job.
Next one was Midsummer.
Can you turn that volume down on that buzzer? I've had complaints from from some of the listeners that buzzer is draining to their ears. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently the volume comes in at a much higher
It's a
level.
low quality correct sound too.
Yeah.
Next one. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Jim Carrey. Damn it.
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, yeah,
She's in
that.
it. She's his wife.
That's not that.
Kate Winslet.
Let me guess. Get the next one. The Avengers.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking Being John Malkovich, not Eternal
So
Sunshine.
he's still wrong.
Robert Downey Jr. God damn it.
Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, that's
Avengers.
you're thinking about Gwyneth Paltrow.
Next
I'm just
Well-
thinking about Eternal Sunshine still.
Last one. Last one. Shutter Island.
Oh,
Think about the rest of
Oh,
them.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
There you go.
One and one. All right.
all right.
All right. Next one. This might be a little bit more obvious.
Okay.
Yes, man.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, what? The first one?
Yeah. He's literally the
Son of
lead
a
in all,
bitch.
almost the lead in all of these. It was The Grinch Who Stole Christmas and Sonic.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Next one. The Reader
I've never heard of that book of my life.
movie.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
James Marsden.
Is it Daniel Day-Lewis?
No.
Oh.
What wrong? Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh.
Sigourney Weaver. Okay.
Oh, damn it. That was my guess.
That was gonna be your guess?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Titanic.
Oh,
Kate Winslet.
damn it. I was going to say Billy Zane.
All right. Billy Zane.
Star of Titanic. Billy Zane.
And Avatar: The Way of Water.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
All right, next one. Let's do Les Miserables, the Tom Hooper one
I don't know.
with Hugh Jackman. It's not Hugh Jackman.
Okay. Russell Crowe.
Any guess?
Kate Winslet.
You just guessed that.
Two in a row.
Okay, next one. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, Jermaine. Oh God, I don't know his full name. Something Jermaine.
I haven't seen Les Miserables, so that's kind of hard for me. Fantastic Beasts, Eddie Redmayne. Hey, I got it.
Next one was Theory of Everything.
Oh, perfect.
Next one, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Robert Pattinson. Hey!
God damn it. God damn it.
Next ones were Twilight and the Batman.
All right, cool. Awesome.
All right, next one, Glass Onion.
That's the
Oh,
second
Glass
night.
Onion. Yeah.
There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah, there is.
Dave Bautista.
Who's James Bond? Daniel Craig? Damn it.
Next one, Fight Club.
Edward Norton.
God damn it.
Nice.
He was giving me my second guess behind Bautista.
Okay,
I thought it was going to be Jared Leto.
next one, The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman.
Oh, Zac Efron?
Seeing that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Haven't seen it. I figured he's in High School Musical. He's probably in that.
Now I have Zac Efron on the mind.
Can't
But,
get him out of my mind.
I'm about to have the hardest boner right now.
Get pass if you want.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh,
What was the first one? Greatest Showman? Spider-Man Homecoming.
Tom.
Are you saying Thomas Jane? I'm not. That's my guess. That's my guess.
Well, he's wrong.
Are you saying Tom
Oh,
Holland?
Tom Holland. Yeah. I couldn't remember his last name.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
They're also in the rest of the movies as well. If you've
Okay.
seen the rest of them, I don't know.
I have not. The rest of what movies? Spider-Man's?
Just those Spider-Man.
Okay,
movies.
Zendaya. Hey, she's in The Greatest Showman?
Yep.
Oh,
Apparently,
okay, cool.
And the next one was Dune.
All right.
Okay. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Brad Pitt. What?
What? Margaret Qualley?
Don't worry about me. I'm not racist.
Not that.
Wrong one.
This movie's not even out yet. The Bike Riders.
Oh, it's
kinda
Austin Butler.
Yeah. It's kind of unfair. I don't know why they put that in here.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, that is
Tyler
unfair.
knows about the bike riders, don't you know?
No.
Ah, come on, Mike Nichols.
Tom
Tom Hardy.
I don't watch movies.
It's not out yet.
It's not even out yet.
Exactly.
You don't have an excuse this time.
Exactly.
Okay.
You watch trailers though.
I do. I love my trailers.
Next one.
Gray Man.
Liam Neeson. Damn.
That's The Gray.
Oh, the.
The gray, comma man.
I thought
That's the Gray Man.
I thought Liam Neeson was the Gray Man.
Gosh,
He's the Gray.
Chris Evans.
Next one. La La Land.
Ryan Gosling.
God damn it.
Right.
I was the other, one,
I
the other
thought-
one was Drive.
I had to, I had to think about it because I was like, Ryan Gosling, that's too obvious.
Joseph.
I should have said Emma Stone.
Joseph lived through the ridiculously too difficult trivia I had last week and decided to give us some respite.
Some of these are.
I like these. I like these. It's
All right,
fun.
next one.
Okay.
The Spectacular Now. One of the early A24 movies.
Oh,
I don't know who's in that.
Anya Taylor-Joy?
Timmy Chalamet.
No. War Dogs.
Oh,
Shia LaBeouf?
I don't think he's in that.
Jonah Hill.
Damn.
Next one, Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, Miles Teller. Hey, all right.
All right.
Also in Spiderhead.
Oh yeah, Spider.
Oh, Miles Teller from Spiderhead.
Yeah, famously Spiderhead.
I know.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Focus.
Oh, God, what's her name? Margot Robbie.
Damn it.
I'm surprised you actually got that one. The next one, I guess I should start with Wolf of Wall Street. You might have guessed Margot Robbie for that too.
Probably.
Then it was Barbie.
If I know that they're less on the build list, I'm going into deep into the cast.
Okay. Crazy Stupid Love.
Meryl Streep?
She in that?
No.
Oh, I thought she was.
No. Juliette Lewis. I mean, not Juliette Lewis. Julianne Moore is what
Still
I meant.
wrong.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Woo!
Beautiful Boy.
Steve Carell. Oh, yeah! I just watched that a couple weeks ago.
Was it as sad as they say?
Oh, yeah. It's sad.
Oh, damn.
It's sad. It's not the best, but it's good enough if you want a good sad.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Tom Holland.
No.
Why?
No, he's not even in that.
Why? That's Andrew Garfield.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
God damn it.
This is The Amazing
That's right,
Spider-Man.
that's right,
It's
damn.
not Andrew Garfield, though.
What?
Emma Stone. Hey.
The next ones were Easy A and Poor Things.
Okay.
The last one, Mission Impossible.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, Kate Hudson?
Is she in the first one?
I don't think.
It's wrong anyway.
No, I don't think she is.
No.
I'm gonna say John Voight.
Ooh.
What was it?
I'm not done. I got to give you the other two.
Give us the answer.
Top Gun.
Tom Cruise. Oh, come on.
Yep. And that's it.
I know.
That's the game.
That's it.
All right.
That's all I have.
All right. So we finished the game at about 27-2.
27 to 2.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, Pete won.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know. These games are designed against me.
Yeah.
If you understand, classmates, they're designed against me.
You got the first one, and you got 1, 2, 3.
3.
Where did you make that list in? I don't. App does not look familiar.
Oh, it's just a picture. I found a website, and I just screenshot
okay,
it.
gotcha.
Yeah. I played the game, and I lost on my first run through. But yeah, that's all I have for Gab Chatter. Let's get into some stream picks.
Right on.
Movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do.
Disney Plus. Oh, HBO Max.
If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
Amazon Prime.
I like Netflix.
Stream picks, movies that we watch on our streaming services so that you can or don't have to. Pete, what do you have?
Okay, so I watched a bunch of stuff this week that's not streaming, so unfortunately I won't be able to talk about that. But I have one that's a little late to the show on this one.
Late?
Yeah, it's a Christmas horror movie, which I really like those. And it's not straight horrifying, gory. It's called There's Something in the Barn from 2023. Came out last year. It's now streaming on Netflix. And this is starring Martin Starr, who you might recognize from the Silicon Valley show. He's the kind of goth, like Satanist one.
Oh,
Coder.
yeah.
Tall guy, kind of disheveled looking, like
Yeah.
dark, shaggy hair. Always got like kind of thick facial hair.
Yeah. Almost describing myself. Yeah.
Yeah, but tall. And you're not short, but I wouldn't think when someone describes Tyler, I'm like, that's that tall guy over there.
Yeah, no.
You're about average, just like all of us.
So it's a Christmas horror movie.
Yeah. How tall are you, Tyler?
5'10".
Me too. Joseph?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Why did we never figure this out before today?
We are very average.
We're all the same height.
We are very average.
5'10" horizontally.
Yeah, there you go. Around. So yeah, so
My pants.
so starring Martin Starr, Amrita Acharya, Kiran Shah, and Towns Burner. This is Norwegian. They go to Norway, and basically it's an American family they have a late uncle or something like that dies, and he leaves this kind of estate to his American next of kin. And Martin Starr is the father, and he's got 2 children. The boy is probably about 12, 13, maybe 14, about 13 or so, and the daughter's 17, ready to get out of the house, but her family just uprooted her to go to Norway to live in this tiny cottage with a barn.
I'm sorry, I apologize if I missed this. Are they going on a vacation?
No, they moved there permanently.
Oh, they moved
there.
Yeah, okay.
He was gifted this he was willed this after his great uncle or whatever died. And so this is called There's Something in the Barn is what the name of the movie is.
Something in the Barn.
There's Something in the Barn. And the cover is very...
I love that name.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
And the cover it tells you everything you need to know about it. It's got the poster has a picture of a classic gnome-looking creature. The little black or little coat. It's got the pointy like red felt hat.
Oh, like a yard gnome.
Yeah, like a yard gnome. But they call them elves in this. They're elves, technically.
Barn elves.
Yeah. So it's like its own creature. It's a barn elf. And they speak barn elfish.
That's the language?
That's the language. And you'd only know that if you had the subtitles on because it says Elf 1 speaks barn elfish.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. But you don't understand what they're saying?
No. They're very like... Yeah, exactly. And the opening of the movie is like... It shows a barn that's kind of... Somebody jumps out of the barn and they're like on fire. And they kind of wander through the snow and then die on fire.
Oh, jeez.
And that's the beginning of it. You don't see who it is or anything like that. And then smash cut to this American family is now in Norway, and they're moving into that house that has the barn on. That's how the uncle died. And you're kind of led to believe that there's something in the barn. And they very early on in the movie, they fully show this guy, this little elf in the barn. And he comes out and he looks like David the Gnome. If you remember that old cartoon from the Disney Channel way back in the day, like early 90s.
Right.
And the young boy, the 13-year-old son or whatever, he befriends the elf, and no one believes him. There's actually an elf in the barn, and he starts feeding it cookies, so he likes him. And then at some point, he learns from like the locals about the lore of the barn elves, which the locals don't believe that there are really barn elves. They're like, they're not real. It's just a story we tell.
Yeah.
I know you Americans think whatever you think, that we think that elves are real or trolls are real or whatever, but we don't. But they are real in this story.
We don't think they're real. They know they're real.
Yeah. And then, so one of the locals essentially tells him, oh, yeah, if you want to befriend it, you should make it some porridge with cinnamon. And so he makes it, and he's getting ready to take it out to the barn, and the dad eats it on accident. He eats it because he made lutefisk for dinner, a traditional Norwegian dish, and everybody hated it, and even the dad hated it. So he just eats the porridge. And
out of spite.
He's just like hungry, and he sees the porridge. So the kid is unable to bring this barn elf, the porridge with cinnamon that's going to befriend him even more. And he instead gives him this disgusting encrusted days-old lutefisk.
Oh, my God.
And the elf eats it and fucking turns on the family and tries to kill him.
It's kind of like Gremlins.
There's some definitely crossover with Gremlins. And it's kind of like in Gremlins or Gremlins 2 where they, at one point, there's one gremlin or barn elf.
Yeah, yeah.
And at some point, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, they multiply like hamsters.
They don't multiply. He just calls for the other elves.
Calls for backup.
Yeah, and the other elves come out. And the thing that I really liked about this is that they use it's like an actor with forced perspective for the elf, and they have a little bit of facial makeup on him, but he's just a guy with
just a guy.
Oh, interesting.
Just an actor. Once the multiple elves come out, it loses the magic of it because they have facial prosthetics and are clearly masks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And you lose a lot of the cool practical feel. I mean, it still feels practical, but not as believable,
Sure.
It turns into almost like rubber mask looking actors.
Yeah.
Where the other guy, he could see his emotions and you could see him able to move his eyes and stuff and emote a little bit better. And once it turns into multiples, elves are there, it turns kind of into this home invasion movie where they're trying to defend their home away from all these elves. These little tiny elves.
So the elves aren't out for blood.
Not until he eats the lutefisk.
Not until he's like, you gave me such a shitty
you gave me this
meal.
He goes back to his colony and he's just like, how do I do it?
Yeah, exactly. Let's kill him.
Yeah, he goes back to his colony. He's just like, can you believe?
No, he doesn't.
The audacity.
He doesn't have to do that. He lets out an elf call. He goes, then all the other elves come out of the woodwork, and you're like,
this movie sounds fun.
it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. The problem with this movie is that in the third act, it feels like a Netflix movie. And in the third act, there's one of the elves is chasing the father son, and they're on a toboggan sliding down this hill, and it's just really rough, rudimentary green screen.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I think that there's some good writing stuff here that makes it very fun. This would be like a good one to watch with 10 or 11-year-old age kids.
Is it R? Not an R movie?
I don't even know
Violence?
if it's rated.
Yeah, it's probably not rated.
It is rated R.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of surprising, honestly, that it's rated R. There's a couple F-bombs, and there is a couple of scenes that are pretty gory, although you don't see the gore directly. There's a snowmobile death that is like sprays chunks of blood and body over
This
people.
would be an appropriate movie for an 11 or 12-year-old.
If you're not a fucking narc, you know.
If you're not a dork.
Yeah, if you're a cool mom. But you don't see it, you just see the aftermath of it, and it's like, holy shit, that came out of nowhere. The rest of it is very much like, more or less like a PG-13 movie. Sure. So it's not a hard R, it's a very soft R. So that's streaming on Netflix. That's something in the barn. I'd probably give it about 3 out of 5, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was fun enough, but this is one that I could see if your Christmas is coming up, and if you don't want the classic.
If you don't want to watch anything old and your usual repertoire.
Or saccharine sweet, like the, what's it called, White Christmas, or any of those kind of classic warm and fuzzy Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And you want Violent Night, Christmas Bloody Christmas,
Krampus.
Black Christmas.
Krampus, yeah. All that stuff. If you're like, that's your speed, put this on. It's light fare. And you could you don't have to be paying attention the whole time. You could be making cookies or making Christmas treats or whatever, So
Yeah.
Joseph Bridges says Tyler's a soft R.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either.
I don't know either, but I like it.
Perhaps an apt description.
No, I don't know what that means.
Joseph pops into the chat, drops a classic maybe insult, and then leaves without elaborating. I love it. Power move.
He leaves?
He's gone. Gone.
Tyler's a soft R.
And then I watched a movie that's now on Max that Joseph watched last week, Dream Scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dream Scenario, yeah.
I don't think I liked it quite as much as all the critics were. There was some pretty funny parts, but I wasn't like uproariously laughing throughout the entire time. I like the concept better than the whole movie as a whole. It had notes of being John Malkovich, notes of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but I think the writing was probably just a little lackluster in that. I like the director's previous work, Sick of Myself, a lot more. But the idea of being a celebrity without
Doing anything.
for one, without doing anything, which is, it's a great commentary on society, because there's, you could just be living your life at a grocery store and some fucking YouTuber comes up and plays a prank on you.
Yeah.
And your reaction is to sock him in the mouth because he put a,
phone in your face or whatever in your face.
blew an air horn in your ear and like almost deafened you, and you just turn around and pop him one. I've seen that a number of times on YouTube compilations. YouTuber gets what's coming to him.
Yeah.
And it's like the old guy that punches that kid in the face probably is going to jail, potentially, if they choose to press charges. And potentially could be this like online celebrity immediately, or somebody's antagonizing you.
People who are accidentally famous.
Exactly.
Cash me outside.
Kind of getting at it.
It's an interesting concept, that's for sure.
Yeah, and in this world, Nicolas Cage's character is just some college professor who wants to be an author, and he just, without any doing of his own, he starts showing up in everyone in streams throughout the world.
Yeah.
And where that takes him, and he kind of embraces it, and it backfires on him in a big way. And that's, I don't know, it's just a really interesting concept. I think there probably could have been extrapolated a lot more, gone more ridiculous or more deep into what happens. But I liked it ultimately. I thought it was a fun watch. And
very kind of a sweet ending, a little bit. Like a sweet wrap up.
Yeah, I like the David Byrne reference. That was good. I like how that dream kind of plays out too once you actually see at the end. Because I was hoping we'd see Nicolas Cage in the big suit. So that's Dream Scenario streaming on Max right now. Worth your time.
Right.
And then there's a movie that I can't recommend anybody watch this movie.
Oh, okay.
But I really think that it's worth watching this movie.
I can't recommend it, but
It's worth
You
watching.
should probably watch it.
This is Dix the Musical from 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Dix the Musical.
Dix the Musical.
Is that the
This was an
like the
A24
human?
movie, wasn't it?
Was it like the human? It smelled like the human member, or
Yeah, it's about Dick's penis. Cocks, if you will.
yeah. No, I'm good.
Johnson's.
Johnson's, wieners,
Yeah, no,
Schwanz's.
schwanz, wang,
Yeah.
dong.
Pants Python.
Yeah.
Tackle.
Yeah.
Tackle.
Tackle. Your tackle.
Bird.
Yeah, bird. Yeah, where's your bird talk? So this is from 2023. It is an A24 production. It's starring the two leads as Josh Sharp and Aaron Jackson. They played Craig and Trevor, that are identical twins in the movie. They don't look anything. They look a little alike, but not really, not like identical twins. They just look like two white guys.
They're one of those twins where they don't really look alike, so it's like the twins label is wasted on them.
Yeah. In this version, the joke is that they don't acknowledge that they don't look alike. Everybody says that they are.
Oh, that's the bit.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the bit. But it is an over-the-top, ridiculous musical. I mean, it's called Dix the Musical. I mean,
I would imagine it was pretty ridiculous.
What are you expecting? But
ridiculous.
This also stars Megan Mullally, Bowen Yang as God, Megan Thee Stallion.
God is a character.
God is a character.
Can you imagine putting that on your CV? Yeah, I played God in Dix the Musical.
Yeah, exactly. Tom Kenny, who's the voice of SpongeBob, playing a character named Backpack, and Frank Todaro playing Whisper. Backpack and Whisper are
Dora the Explorer characters.
I won't say who they play because
they play Backpack and Whisper.
I won't say who the characters are because that was one of the funniest bits in any movie I've seen, probably in the last like 15, 20 years.
Let me guess, they're testicles.
They are not testicles. You will never guess what they are because you've never heard those two words strung together of what they are in the same sentence. And also, who else is in this? Oh gosh, what was I going to say? It's Nathan Lane. I completely skipped over him. Nathan Lane, yeah. Nathan Lane and Megan Mullally play their birth parents, and they were separated at birth. When the twins were born, both of the parents decided they were going to split up, and they both took one of the twins. A real parents trap situation.
Yeah.
And they meet each other. They work at the same. They work at the same company. It's like a big advertising agency, like Mad Men style, where they're like top salesmen in the company. Mm-hmm. But what they sell. Their entire company sells Roomba replacement parts.
Oh, okay.
And they make it clear. They say, we don't sell the actual Roombas. We just sell the tiny brushes and
their accessories. And
and the tiny garbage cans, little brushes, gears, wheels, things like that to repair Roombas. They call them Vroomba in this for copyright reasons. Vroomba, yeah.
Okay.
And Megan Thee Stallion is their boss. And it's so ridiculously over the top and grotesque and raunchy. Within the first 5 minutes,
are you seeing a dick? Do you see dicks in it?
You do not see human dicks. No.
Human dicks?
No human dicks. You don't see human dicks.
Oh, okay.
Prosthetics.
Yes. There is the first opening shot is like a aggressive sex scene though. Shot from the back. And there's more F-bombs and more slang for genitalia, which we already covered earlier in this review. Said on screen within the first 5 minutes than most movies I've seen all year.
Okay.
When did it come out?
Last year, 2023.
Oh, last year? Okay.
And the two main guys, let me get their names one more time, Aaron Jackson and Josh Sharp, they wrote the book.
There's a book?
And the book was made into an off-Broadway play. And the off-Broadway play was made into this movie,
Oh, so
Dix the Musical.
there was a play of this already.
I can't believe that. God, oh my God.
That's
crazy.
It is really funny. I will say this. It's very funny. There are times when I was howling, laughing, like out loud, cackling, and I'd look over at Brianna and she's just glaring at me.
This is what you like? This is what you enjoy?
So what's the humor then? It's just
so
that made her not enjoy it, but you enjoy it.
I accepted what I was watching already. I knew that it was going to be this ridiculous, over the top.
But she went in cold.
I don't think she was in the mood for it. Maybe in a different time of the day or a different time of her life, she would have enjoyed it. This is some people's. I know Andrew Martin watched this, and he's a % lifetime all-star 5-star classic. He loves this movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the messages of feminism from Megan Thee Stallion is great, and the type of humor just landed perfectly with him.
So it's a gem to some, but a punishment to others.
1,000%. You know all the people, the religious people that were up in arms about Immaculate?
Yes.
They were like talking about, Sydney Sweeney, just when the left started, being pissed off that she was being accepted by the Republican Party for whatever. I don't know why, because she's got big boobs and she was on SNL. That's why they were accepting her. Yeah, it was really weird. But there was this whole backlash about it. They're like, oh, now she's spitting in the face of God, making this like sex religious movie about. And they didn't even see the movie. It wasn't even about that. But anyways, those people's heads would literally fucking explode in the last 10 minutes of this movie.
Right.
There was a musical number that the little tiny bit of me that is concerned about blasphemy, I don't care. Jokes are jokes, whatever. I'm not opposed to saying,
And God is a character. God is a woman.
No.
God is a character.
No. God is Bone Yang, who's played by a gay man in real life. Bone Yang's a gay man in real life.
Oh.
I can't even tell you the ending of it, because I was like, it kind of feels like they're going this way.
It's like a sausage party ending.
Worse. 5 times
worse than the sausage party ending.
Yes. Yeah, in my opinion. And I'm getting, and you're like, it kind of feels like there's a little bit of this. No way, they're not going to go there. It kind of feels like they're going there. And then they go there, and then they step over that line like 3-4 times.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And but again, some of the running gags in this, Nathan Lane is singing a song when he meets his son. They do a parent swap sort of thing again, where they pretend to be each other, but they're identical twins. So they just wear wigs that look like each other's hair.
Right.
Okay.
And, they go in and he's like, hey, Dad, it's you. And he's, yeah, what's up with your hair? It looks so fake and shitty. And then he sings a song about how much he loves his introverted lifestyle and he doesn't want to leave the house. Why leave the house when you can just get drunk on wine at home and you can hang out with your sewer boys? And then they move on. And while he's in the middle of a verse change, his son goes, wait, sewer boys? And then it never, he finishes the whole song and you never talk about it again. And you're like, what the fuck was that sewer boys line? And then it's paid off times like 10. The payoff is so fucking good.
So is it a good movie?
It's certainly a movie.
It's an entertaining movie.
This is an affront to God, this movie. I read an interview with one of the creators that said that the guy that wrote and directed, or no, didn't direct, but wrote and starred in this movie, said that it is a good argument for why gay people should not have rights anymore.
Jesus.
He said that about his own movie. And
okay.
And I'm like, when I finished it, I'm like, okay, I see where he's coming from now.
Oh my God. Okay.
Let's limit them now.
Yeah. I think the whole equal rights thing went a little too far. So
that's horrible.
I can't say anything else about it without ruining, but it's one of the most depraved. It's like John Waters in a sense.
Okay.
Is it disgusting?
Some parts.
I can envision.
It's juvenile. But the thing I'll say about it, it's very impressive because you can't write a parody song that's basically built around the structure of a Broadway musical song without having an intense understanding of that genre. and what.
So it's a Broadway style musical.
Oh yes, there's set pieces and dance numbers and people and background changes and things like that. But it is so it's like John Waters filtered through Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
South Park,
the South Park guys. So it's if you were to take the Book of Mormon, make it way more religiously offensive and way more raunchy. So that's that movie. It's streaming on Max. I'm gonna ask that if anybody who's listening to this show has this piqued their interest and they watch it, please write in and tell me how you think about this, because I don't even know how to rate this movie. I laughed a ton. I was face palming and cringing a ton.
Okay.
And when it was all said and done, I rated it like 2 stars with a heart because I love this movie. And it's
2 stars.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I love that it exists.
It's like the Tyler rating system.
I don't know, man.
That's exactly right.
I haven't been
You're
more
catching on. Jason.
I haven't been more confused watching a movie in a long time. Just how to feel about it.
How it made you feel.
Because there are things that you should like. This one scene is enough for me to ban this movie from ever being shown to me again. But there's so many stuff about it that was so funny. So
it crosses the line sometimes.
Yes.
It dances on it.
I would love to see what Deanna says about this movie.
I don't know if I'd be able to get her to watch this.
Oh my God. I would.
Brianna wouldn't even talk to me throughout this movie. She was texting me gifs saying I'm having a bad time through the entire runtime of the movie.
Next to you?
Next to me. She was on the couch and wouldn't even talk to me. So that's Dicks the Musical streaming on HBO Max.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Tyler, what do you have to stream pick or not recommend
Puss
people.
the musical.
No. So
Butthole.
continuing the trend of reading my Letterboxd reviews.
Oh. Hold on a second.
We're just going to be playing
hello.
this the whole time.
Yeah.
Come along, won't you? As Tyler reads his own Letterboxd reviews.
Right.
This is me, myself, and Tyler.
So it's been a tough week for me. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's been a tough week, and so I again am revisiting a movie from my teenagehood, 2001's Donnie Darko, directed by Richard Kelly. And yes, I understand that we did an episode on it, but I'm going to read this review that I put on Letterboxd as it goes. Okay.
We're just going to play the episode.
Great.
Instead.
Great. Perfect.
No.
A+ start to this review.
Thank you.
Continue.
This film holds a special place in my heart because I watched it in my infancy of being a fan of all things film. While I may have a nostalgic lens while watching this movie and remembering where I was in life, from an objective point of view, the soundtrack is great. The acting of the Gyllenhaal siblings were good for the kind of movie Richard Kelly was presenting. The opening scene is iconic, and the cinematography and the way the camera follows our main character over one of my favorite songs, The Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen, really draws you in, and at least for myself, craving to find out what is going to happen. Don't laugh. It's going to make me laugh.
It's okay. Go ahead. It's dynamite stuff.
The time travel concept is very interesting, albeit a little complicated to wrap your head around. However, I did like the complicated nature because ultimately for myself, this is a movie about alienation with sci-fi elements. Swayze's character's twist was a little bit predictable, but the way they reveal it and the reaction by all the characters were well done. Beth Grant, who played Kitty, the cheerleader head coach,
Sparkle Motion?
Yeah, Sparkle Motion head coach.
played a great suburban pain in the ass. This is a tight movie, and where I currently live, it's gloomy and a perfect movie for a dark, rainy night. Grade A, and I rated it 4.5 stars.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Why did you think that Patrick Swayze's turn was predictable? That he was into child porn?
Yeah.
Was there any indications that he was into child porn?
Because he was working with kids.
Okay, so now anybody who works with kids is
Kids,
potentially
he worked with like high schoolers.
like high schoolers.
Yeah, I mean, you can infer that he likes the younger crowd. I mean, I don't know.
I don't
Very
know.
predictable.
I wouldn't say like maybe that specifically, but you would maybe suspect that there is a ulterior motive,
or that
behind
he's
him.
he actually is a scumbag. He puts his fake face on.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was going for.
Okay.
It was that, he was into the younger crowd. I mean, I didn't.
Right back to the pedophiles.
I didn't predict child pornography specifically.
You were just hoping for it.
Yeah, not child pornography, but child sexual aggrandizing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if hope is the correct adverb for that, but
When Tyler was watching this and it was like that reveal came out and it confirmed his theory.
I'm very happy about that.
it was because it was a great turn of events, not because of the subject matter
He
of
was
it.
like,
Joseph.
Sorry, I don't know what to say.
I like how you can
three
spot,
times within 5 minutes.
I like how you can spot pedophiles from a mile away.
I mean, I'm
Smell your own.
again putting my life in
I'm about
danger.
to have the hardest boner
People,
right now.
if I ever go to prison, people who are listening to this show, they're gonna beat me to
Prisoners
a pulp.
are listening to the show.
You're all teased. You're edging me.
I would imagine so.
Are there any prisoner listeners that we have? Do we have any listeners who are in prison right now?
I would very much like.
Can
to
you
hear
use
from
your
them.
one phone call to call in, please?
Yeah. Oh my God! Can you imagine? They get their one phone call and they call into the show? That would be great. But yeah, so Donnie Darko, I hadn't watched it in a while, and
Since we reviewed it.
yeah, I think that's correct. And this is by the way, this is streaming on Prime. I think they have the director's cut on there as well as the theatrical cut.
I don't think it's streaming on Prime, Tyler. The last 3 movies you streamed on Prime were only on Freevee. which is based off of Prime.
No, it is. Oh, it isn't really.
Yeah, but you access Freevee through your Prime probably.
Can you access it somewhere else?
Peacock, AMC Plus, Roku, Tubi, Canopy, Shudder, Shout TV, Plex, Freevee, Xumo, and Xumo.
I thought
Play.
I saw it. I thought it. Okay, yeah. I mean, the Prime.
Wow.
Sorry, the Prime dashboard is a little bit confusing because I don't even know where I'm watching which.
It's on Prime. It's like in parentheses.
Shudder.
Yeah. I don't pay. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that. But anyways, it's definitely streamable. Like what Pete just said
on Freevee, possibly.
Yeah. But the reason why I chose this movie was it was like really late at night. I had it was like raining cats and dogs, and I was on my computer just farting around on the internet, and I was thinking, you know what, I should probably watch a movie for the show.
You didn't even have to watch it. You could just see that it's streaming.
Yeah,
and recommend it.
And so
that's probably what actually happened.
No, that's not true. I did, and so I was like, I should probably watch a movie.
Should I watch a different movie or should I watch things
I kept ping ponging, like you know how I guess doom scrolling is not like the app description, but I was just like scrolling. I had just gotten done with True Detective season 2, which by the way you should check out.
Banned
season 2.
Banned.
Yeah,
you're muted now.
You want to watch? You're recommending season 2 of True Detective.
Oh yeah. Hey. Hey.
Every time True Detective gets brought up on the show, you're going to mute you.
You could watch a movie instead of watching season 2.
So I had watched season 1 twice, and then I thought to myself, okay, you know what? Let's check out season 2.
You know what blows my mind is how much disdain Tyler has for our listeners.
That he would not watch a movie and then also recommend season 2 of True Detective.
I just did.
I would like to, you know how they say they found
Colin Farrell is great.
The season is not.
The season is.
You know how they say, the Mariana Trench is the lowest part in the ocean?
Correct.
The deepest part.
The deepest part in the ocean. And then someday they'll be like, oh no, we found a deeper spot. Every week I find the depths of Tyler's disdain for our classmates.
Use your brain! Use your brain! Use your brain! The thing in your head, use it!
My hatred knows no bounds.
What is that from?
It's like a streamer who just that clip went viral.
Yeah, but so Donnie Darko.
Watch a new movie, for Christ's sakes.
I was getting to that point as well.
No, but the answer is no.
I was looking. I was trying to find. I couldn't find a movie that stood out to me that I wanted.
About all the ones that I've stream picked that you said that sounds great. Oh, you're recommending this to me directly, Pete? Tyler, your best pal.
Yeah, you know what?
And this list of things that's committed to the internet for all to hear.
We've been stream picking these things for years now.
And here's the thing: you don't even have to go back into the show and listen to it. It's in the title of the episode. All the streaming picks are there.
I know. I you know what?
Actual disdain. Not only for our audience, but also for me.
That's not okay. First of all, if there's any ulterior motives that you're thinking or any of the classmates are thinking right now, there's none.
Steven wants to know what the last movie you saw in theater was.
Oh, the last movie in theater. Oh, wow. I think it was Jackass. I think it was Jackass.
No, it wasn't.
The last movie, you haven't seen a movie in theater since Jackass?
How about Barbie?
Oh, yeah, Barbie.
What about Crimes of the Future when we went together? Our last time ever.
You haven't gotten to the movies at all this year?
No, not this year. No, I think Barbie is the last one. That was the last.
Was it Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi one? Is that the last one?
I did see that in theaters.
Jackass 1 is what you just initially said?
No, Jackass 4.
The newest Jackass.
When did that come out? Last year?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't last
2
year.
years ago?
2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
3 years ago, I think.
It wasn't 3 years ago. It was not 3 years ago.
I'm pretty sure you've seen a movie
Actually,
in
it
theaters
was. I think
since
it
Barbie.
Was it really Barbie?
I'm pretty sure it's Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Barbie.
Last July.
It was 2 years ago. It was Jackass. It was Jackass Forever 2022.
Either that or it was like some documentary that they were showing at the local theater in downtown. But anyways, yeah, that's all I have. So check out Donnie Darko streaming wherever you can find your streaming services. And also True Detective Season 2. Underrated. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Why don't you watch The Town?
Why isn't this movie The Town?
Okay, that's it for Tyler. All right, so I have a interesting mix of stream picks here. They're all mid, nothing like...
How many of them do we cover on the show, do a full dedicated episode to?
None.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Disappointed.
I saw that dig.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah. There's nothing to be disappointed about.
I'm
I like what I like.
I'm disappointed that Joseph's not doing a stream pick for You're Next, our first episode.
Oh yeah,
We should revisit that.
We did.
we did.
2 years in.
Oh wait, we did.
No, a year in.
Whatever it was.
Yeah,
We're like, we didn't know what we were doing back then.
we wanted to up the quality.
We wanted to do it again.
Yeah,
And Tyler was out to lunch somewhere.
that was the only episode that Tyler edited.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot. No, I think it was the second one. I think
No, it was the first one.
Was it?
Yeah, it was bad. That was bad.
That was before we realized just how dire the situation was.
I was in over my head.
Just in general, you're just
I was in over my head.
Yeah, we were like waiting for the episode, and like,
I know you guys kept feverishly messaging me like, when is it coming out? When are you done? And I'm like sitting there on my computer. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing.
Eric from Cinematics says the last movie he saw in theaters was Moving Violations in 1985.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I have an interesting mix
Okay,
of
yes, please.
genres and movies, and they're all kind of mid, nothing like super amazing.
Okay.
The first one I watched, this movie called Dashcam. It's streaming on Hulu. It is a found footage horror movie that is from the perspective of this girl who is like essentially live streaming the whole time. And she is in London, and this is during COVID times, during a lockdown. And her character is like a MAGA, like a MAGA troll.
Okay, she's a maggot.
And so she is like going to a friend's house and is kind of like mostly aggressively kind of throwing digs at them because they are like abiding by the lockdown protocols and all this stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah.
And they're like, she's like throwing out the conspiracy theories.
Sheeple.
Yeah.
What are you, a sheep?
And so her character is it's definitely kind of like a horror comedy because her character is kind of like the insufferable type of character. She kind of has this semi-annoying voice, and she does this bit in her car for her viewers where she puts on a beat and then her listeners put in a word and she freestyles.
Oh god.
She's an Uber driver, you said?
No, she's just a person.
Oh, so these are just passengers in her car she does it with?
No, it's like she's streaming and it's the viewers.
Got it. Okay, streaming. My bad. I missed that part.
Yeah.
That's kind of cringe.
So
Funny though.
If you can put up with her, because like it's like her personality is like right in the front in the beginning. It's not like it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Her character's pretty funny.
She played for like sad, like you're supposed to pity her?
No.
You're supposed to hate her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
She's kind of an insufferable main character, but if you can know that and lean into it, then it's kind of funny. She goes to a friend's house and then they hang out for a bit. And he's like a door dasher, like a Postmates, and she kind of goes on with him in deliveries. And then they do a delivery, or she ends up stealing his car and taking a random delivery because she has his phone. And then she picks up this supposed senior citizen because there's a woman there taking care of her who's like, can you take her to this place? I'll give you the address. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like this kind of sickly looking elderly woman.
She boosted this guy's car and now she's giving rides to the elderly.
But she ends up being like possessed or something.
Oh, okay.
And then she gets into a bunch of stuff.
That's cool.
Her friend shows up at some point and they're in this together trying to get out of this situation.
Oh, I've seen this poster. I didn't know this was about.
It's kind of campy, but it was pretty entertaining. I found it pretty entertaining.
Nice.
If you can get past and like her type of character. Yeah. And I think she's in some like indie band like in real life. And made a song for the movie, like for the credits of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. But so that's streaming on Hulu, and I think that's worth your time. You might hate it because of her, but
It's got a 4.6 on IMDb.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. I was like, I've seen mostly not great things about it, but it was not bad.
What was the driving factor to watch it?
I was not tired, and it was like 10 p.m. And I was like,
5 minutes. Dashcam.
Just gonna
Directed by Rob Savage.
put this on. So yeah, that's streaming on Hulu. Maybe worth your time.
People are insufferable. Wow, people hate this on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
2.3. A lot of half-star reviews for this.
Yeah.
No.
The next movie I watched was Paint, Owen Wilson's Bob Ross movie.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. He's not Bob Ross. He's some other guy, like a Bob Ross, like wannabe type character in this movie. His name is like Carl Algar or something like that.
Did they just not have the rights to his name or something?
It's probably a good thing they didn't get the rights because this movie is not good.
Oh, really?
No, it is not good.
Oh, no.
I rated it 1.5 before it was over.
Oh my God, no.
Wow.
It's like a comedy, but it's not funny. And I don't know. I don't really know what it was trying to be. It was not good. Owen Wilson's character is like just kind of like he gets a ego because of like his impact on his local like local town that he lives in.
Yeah.
And like it's a PBS network.
Right.
And he gets taken over by essentially not like an understudy, but like another person who does painting.
Okay.
And she becomes more popular than him at some point, and then
This is like Death to Smoochie.
he becomes irrelevant and people don't like him, and he's
It really feels like Death to Smoochie.
it's not good.
Does he try to kill her at one point?
No, I think there's some part in the movie where there's like a sabotage, maybe attempt, but
If I was
not much.
The estate of Danny DeVito is prepping a lawsuit right now.
Yeah, that's a smoochie. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't either.
Way underrated in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah,
I think so as well.
Robin Williams and Edward Norton, right?
Ed Norton, yeah.
Yeah, Ed Norton.
The next movie I watched paints on Hulu as well. I think next movie I watched streaming on Max. I caught up with Wonka.
Oh, cool.
I caught up with Wonka, and surprisingly good.
Really?
Surprisingly entertaining.
Really?
I had a blast with this one.
I thought it was funny that they made it canonical that Willy Wonka can't read.
Yeah, he's illiterate.
He's illiterate.
He's illiterate.
There's a storyline where like he makes chocolate for this young girl and she teaches him how to read. So that's kind of where it makes sense in the later movies where he can read, even though it's not even a point in the other movies where it's like he's reading things.
Yeah.
It's just like a random thing that they threw in there to develop some sort of connection, I guess, between the characters.
I like that the magic in this felt like actual magic.
Oh, yeah.
Like the original one seemed like he was just kind of a crazy guy who did crazy things.
Crazy scientist who just makes candy.
Like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
And then the Tim Burton one, it doesn't even feel like you're on the same planet.
No,
Like in the same universe.
not.
But this one, like just from the moment he pulls the tea out of his hat near the beginning, I was like, cool, we're in this magical realism thing.
Because he is his backstory is that he is a magician. Is that he was training to be a magician, but he wanted to do candy instead. It's Timothée Chalamet actually sings in the movie, but the music is semi forgetful.
Is he a good singer?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like
because he's going to be playing in that Bob Dylan biopic.
Yeah. Different styles of singing. For sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Some can question, can Bob Dylan sing?
Yeah, exactly. The Three Dylans, we're going on tour.
That's a good band. That's a good cover band. The Three Dylans.
Going down Minnesota, and my name's Robert Zemeckis. No, it's not.
I don't know what that was, but I like it.
The introduction of the chocolate cartel, which is like the
chocolate cartel,
the three corner store like rival chocolatiers, and there's a twist; they're not really rivals. Wonka shows up to town, and we got to take this guy out. His chocolate's too good. It's fun. It's a good time.
All right,
it's a good time.
Wholesome.
They introduce his mom into the story. She is mostly in flashbacks, and he becomes a chocolatier for his mom. So that because she made a promise to him as a kid that if he did that or if he did something, she would be there with him.
Yeah.
And so he still is like holding on to that childlike fantasy, that dream of like he's going to see his mom again.
A wild Sally Hawkins appears.
Yeah. Sally Hawkins. This is directed by the same guy who did Paddington.
Yeah.
So she has to be in it.
That's right.
That's streaming on Max. That's pretty good if you're a fan of musicals. No, it's a musical. A lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
Into it.
Surprisingly, a high number of people were shocked it was a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot
I like
of
the draft scene.
Oh, yeah. That was a CGI draft, unlike in Last of Us, where it was a real draft, but people thought it was CGI.
Yeah.
I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh, hell yeah.
Streaming on Paramount Plus and Netflix now.
Cool.
Stars a bunch of relevant people. Pete Davidson and the rest of them.
Rachel Sennott.
Yes, from Bottoms most
She's
recently.
so fun in that. She's so good. So hateable.
Yes. It's definitely very topical, very relevant because they use a lot of buzzwords like gaslighting and like being conscious of people's like disabilities and other things like that.
Microaggressions.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Is that even that's not relatively new? That's always been around.
Microaggressions? Oh yeah, for sure.
But nowadays, like when this movie came out in 2022, it's very topical.
Yeah, sure.
It's essentially a Clue for Zoomers.
Clue for Zoomers.
That's basically
It's on the poster.
That's basically
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
And if you want to hang out with some of the most insufferable people ever, while a Russian version of Egg from Arrested Development gets bullied, then watch this.
Played by Maria Bakalova.
It's kind of it ends up being kind of a parody of itself intentionally towards the end, using a lot of buzzwords in an attempt to be like funny. That's the humor in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's we know that people do this, and so we're doing it, and that's the joke. And everyone in here is kind of like not a good person in an attempt to be a good person, I guess, which is kind of the point of the end of the movie. But it's they play a game called Bodies, which is like a werewolf type game where you pull pieces of paper, one has a X on it, and that person is the killer, and then they go around, turn off the lights, you like touch someone on the shoulder, and that person is dead. Kind of like a Among Us, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Among Us Live.
But
That sounds fun.
people
We
end
should
up
play that game.
People end up getting killed in the order that like they were playing in the game.
Got it.
And then there's a big reveal at the end where it's like
Great payoff reveal.
yeah, which is pretty funny.
And they're stuck in a house because they go
Big
to this
storm.
mansion. It's a huge storm coming. They're all going to like party and drop acid and stuff and
Oh,
lock
okay.
themselves in the mansion
Yeah.
for 2 days.
Seems
much
like a pretty classic.
much like Deep Cover or not Deep Cover, Deep Murder.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty classic story setup, but just with a modern
With very
twist.
modern characters.
And then Lee Pace is in
he's
it.
so good. I love him.
He just seems out of place with everybody else.
He
Just
is out of place.
age-wise, but
Everyone calls him like the creepy old guy. They're
Yeah.
like, why did you bring this guy who's like our dad's age?
yeah,
That actor plays Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, he's the Elf King in The Hobbit.
Yeah, he is. He is the
I watched Geostorm with Gerard Butler.
That sounds fun.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
There's not even a geostorm in it.
Wait a second.
It's
Not a geostorm.
they almost get there. They don't.
They almost get to a storm.
I'm
Yeah.
suing the production company for this.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of
that's it.
natural disasters happening in this movie, and in this, it's a future world where they've developed this even bigger international space station where people live on there, like hundreds of people live there, and they can control the climate with this device called a Dutch boy. I don't know why it's called.
Wait, what?
There's this big net, literally around
Called Dutch Crunch.
around the Earth. It's this big net that they launch satellites to help keep the climate balanced in certain areas. But
And just let anybody control it up there.
it's like it's because it's international, so it's all the countries.
Everybody
are up
gets
there.
a turn at this joystick. All right, we're wiping out Fresno with tornadoes right now.
So they're essentially, it's like we've reached peace in the world in a sense, to at least control the environment.
Yeah, I think Berkeley, they need a little something.
But there's a little bit of a sabotage in this movie, and the motives behind the sabotage I feel like that's a very low bar for what they do, because essentially what's happening is they are gonna essentially wipe out the planet with natural disasters, heating up places, freezing other places.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a mystery unraveling, as Gerard Butler is like one of the guys who designed the system.
Does it all take place up on that space station?
No,
The Flying
it goes
Dutchman?
back and forth between Earth and up there, because he has a brother on Earth who like works in the government and is like bossing him around. There's like a turmoil between a brotherly quarrel in the beginning, and it's like, I'm not going to take orders from you. You're my younger brother.
So GB's up in the space station, but
Yeah.
his little brother is
And
down on the
Jude
Earth.
from across the universe is his little brother.
Oh, okay.
Ungood.
Okay.
It's of natural disaster movies. It's very low tier.
All right.
So I would probably skip that.
Geostorm.
I watched Mafia Mama.
Ooh.
Streaming on Apple TV, I think, or Paramount.
I think it's on Paramount.
Yeah, Paramount Plus. And that was pretty good. That was pretty funny, I gotta say. It was, for a movie, I guess, that kind of like just like offbeat, random comedy movie.
Yeah.
It was a good concept. I like the concept. It was more violent than I thought it was going to be, more bloody. And it was a good time. Like Toni Collette played a good, like fish out of water.
She's very likable.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for this movie. It looked pretty funny.
So watch the real movie.
Yeah.
What's there to lose except for another rewatch of True Detective season 2?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or a movie we reviewed.
Yeah.
So that's streaming. Pete kind of talked about that already a while ago. We reviewed Cube on this show, correct?
We did, yes.
And that was an enjoyable movie. So I watched Cube 2, Hypercube.
Cube 2, Hypercube.
And that's the Exponent movie. It's
To
Cube
the second power.
Cube to the second power. Yeah.
So it's like, what is that? 8 cubes then?
Yeah, I don't know. And I gotta say, the drop off in quality from the first one is is bad.
Or you could say
What are you talking about?
You tell
Or
me
you could
the
say
sequel to Cube is not a good movie?
or you could say it's exponentially
Worse. Yeah, it's very incoherent, and the acting is not good, and the end is awful.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle with the Cube series. I think Cube 0.
I like that sentence.
I struggle with the Cube series.
I just like that sentence.
That's funny.
I struggle with the Cube series.
Tyler, you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Outrageous Tyler.
You know me. But yeah, anyways, please go on.
Oh, okay. That's it. You're about to say something.
No, I know we're on time. So.
But yeah, this is streaming on Tubi and Amazon Prime and Pluto. Yeah, not good. The acting is bad. They introduce elements of each cube has like time is slowed down and the other one is time is sped up. So it's like the person in the slowed down space is watching the person in the sped up cube in the doorway, and they're like one person's talking really slowly, the other person's talking really fast.
That's why it's a hypercube.
And then there's like there's a parallel universe aspect where multiple of the same people keep showing up.
That was the first one's like that too, though, right?
Was it?
Yeah, because he has like multiple of the watches on his arm by the end of the movie. Because he's killed the same version of the same guy like 20 times.
I guess so.
Just wait until you get to Cube 0. That's the third in the series.
Yeah.
Cube 0.
Can't wait to hear that next week.
But yeah, so that's not great. I watched Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie. The Harley Quinn, I guess, solo movie.
Yeah, Birds of Prey.
And then a Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. And that was all right. It's streaming on Max and Netflix.
Is that an animated movie?
No. It's animated in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
But not the rest of it. There's a lot of CG in this movie I can tell. But this stars Margot Robbie. Ewan McGregor plays the villain in this as Black Mask. He was a highlight of the movie.
Funny,
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who apparently is married to Ewan McGregor.
Oh.
I had no idea.
Interesting. I feel like I heard that and forgot.
Rosie Perez is in it as she's a cop, and it's known in the movie that she just says a bunch of cheesy lines. And because Harley Quinn says that as part of a narration in the movie.
Oh, I see. Like she's known for
saying a bunch of cheesy lines, and so it's like they know the movie was written bad, so they're like, let's just throw this joke in there.
Yeah.
It's not written terribly, but it was okay. I just don't think I'm a fan of the Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a fan of the humor of it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Which is like part of the reason why I don't like Deadpool that much, because I'm just not a fan of that type of humor.
Gotcha. Yeah. Irreverent. Look, can't believe we're saying this thing.
It's like really bombastic.
They're fun. They're fun movies, and this was a fun movie. It's definitely like we were having. I want to watch a pizza and beer movie. And this was a pizza and beer movie.
Okay.
This is very high on my DC rankings.
Of the DC movies, this is probably the better one.
It's a huge bonus points for me because I love hyenas, and there's a pretty significant.
You love hyenas?
Hyenas, yeah.
You love.
I'd say behind turtles.
Wait, the animal?
The animal, yeah. Behind turtles, hyenas are my favorite animal.
Oh God.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lion King. Gotta love.
I love it.
Those are dirty animals.
But they laugh though.
They're laughing.
They're laughing.
They attack lions.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
The king of the jungle.
That doesn't even live in the jungle. What lion? Show me a lion that's in a jungle.
Tigers live in the jungle.
I know. What a bullshit ass title for a lion, king of the jungle.
Wait, is it said that lions are the king of the jungle?
Yeah, that's their thing.
No, but they don't live in the jungle.
I know.
They live in the savannah.
I've been saying this since I was 5 years old. Why are they the king of the jungle? All right.
My last stream pick, I watched it last night. Found footage astronaut movie, moon landing movie, Apollo 18.
Oh God.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah, that's
bad. Boring and bad.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Streaming on Tubi, Peacock, and Hulu and Pluto.
I'll give it this. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, they failed. They failed at the concept.
It's an interesting concept, but yeah, no.
Is this one where the rocks take the rocks on board and the rocks are
Yeah.
the aliens or
The
something.
the rocks are crabs.
There's like moon spiders. And one of them gets
spiders.
infected or something.
Yeah.
You don't really get a good glimpse at him. I remember watching the trailer. This movie came out in 2011. I remember seeing the trailer for it back then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And I never watched it until now. So I'm wondering if I watched it then, would I have felt the same way?
It's not good.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because I saw the trailer too in 2011, and then I rewatched it, I think in 2018, 2019. And I remember thinking the same thing. Oh, wow, this a found footage space movie. Oh, wow, this on the moon. Oh, this is gonna be
the moon.
This is gonna be great.
We put a man on the moon.
And it was at the time it was streaming on Netflix, and this was like in like the prime Netflix like era,
The Netflix renaissance.
Yeah, and I was watching it, and I was so let down.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I have a recommendation for anybody who thought, oh, Apollo 18, I was hoping that would be good. I will avoid it. Go watch Sputnik instead.
Sputnik's good. I have seen that one.
Is it found footage or is it normal?
It's a narrative, but it's kind of shot like they find a creature in space, but they bring it back to Earth and experiment on it.
Oh, okay. So it's not all in space.
No, it's just a good alien movie.
Yeah, it's the practical, or not practical. The effects of it are pretty good. It's streaming on AMC Plus, which probably means Paramount, because I think that's
okay. Yeah. But that's it. That's all I have. All right. Anything else from anybody?
I think that is it.
I don't. Let me think.
We get excited for the Pooniverse.
I don't ever want to talk about any of those movies on the show.
I was like, I was looking at the theaters, like the movies streaming in theaters, or showing in theaters. They had the second one. The second one's out.
It's already out.
Yeah.
It's already out?
Yeah.
I just saw advertising for it.
It's in the same zeitgeist or the same echelon of Terrifier, where it's a very low budget movie that's kind of, isn't this crazy how crazy this is? Oh, we got Art the Clown and he like kills people in spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
It's ultra gory. It's so gory, it makes people vomit in the aisles, you know?
Terrifier is a lot better than Blood and Honey, gotta say.
Yeah.
I'll have to see Blood and Honey because I hated Terrifier.
I kind of hated the first one. I will say Terrifier 2, much better.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
markedly better. And from what I've heard, Winnie the Pooh 2, much better as well.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that they stepped up.
I was tempted because it was streaming at a Regal, and I was tempted.
You're tempted.
I was like, maybe I'll go see that instead of Immaculate.
What? No.
No. They already have. I mean, the Pooniverse, it's a thing. It's happening. They already got the third one.
Bambi's going to be involved.
Apparently.
Yeah, Pinocchio, strings unattached or something like that.
I think Disney was correct on having these iconic characters trademarked for...
The problem is Pinocchio is not a trademark character by Disney.
It isn't?
Their version of Pinocchio. So if you make a Pinocchio that looks just like the Disney version...
That's why there's so many Pinocchio movies.
Yeah, they can sue you. But if he looks different, it's just like Frankenstein.
I thought that was like a Disney thing.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster, if you use the classic with the green head and the bolts in the neck and the big Herman Munster shoes, they could sue you. Universal could sue you.
But you can use the name Frankenstein the monster, but design it in a way that...
Yeah, because the story's from 1818 or 1918.
Yeah.
So its patent's already gone or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, that's it. Well, yeah, we're going to take a break. We're going to keep streaming, and then we're going to go right into the review in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, so the people that are in the chat, we got Jack, Eric... I don't know if anybody's still in there.
Bruce,
maybe
Steven, maybe.
Yeah, if you guys are still there, just you can just let this roll for a while. We're going to do the review of...
Lahane.
Oh, yeah. Lahane.
Also known as Hate.
Yes.
Hatred. No, I thought it was... Oh, yeah.
It's just hate.
I thought for some reason, I thought it was hatred. But...
And for those of you that are not watching live, we will be releasing this coming Wednesday.
Yes.
So stick tuned for that. Anything else, guys?
I think that is it.
Okay. Thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather Sachs, Ryan Corbin, and Chris. And Javier will be joining us next week to talk about BlackBerry.
Yes, he will.
In studio, right?
In-house.
Wow,
in person.
Can't wait.
All right.
That'll be a treat.
Got to figure out what we're going to do with the layouts for the live stream.
Yeah, we'll have to. He'll be on someone's camera.
Yeah. I'll put him on my laptop camera or something like that.
Yeah.
But
no, he can sit on Joseph's lap.
Yeah, there we go.
I can sit in his lap.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you to those cool ass yard duties. And thank you to the rest of our Patreon members and everybody in the live chat, anybody who's watching this on YouTube, and the OG classmates in podcast land. Until next time. Thanks again one more time for joining us on this Gab and Chatter. Follow us later on in the week or in a little few minutes as we review La Haine, Joseph's pick from the wheel. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class and leave us a voicemail. Why don't you at 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
It's been a great show. I think we earned that A. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.